In this session, we're going to learn from Clint Watson, founder of Faso.com, software craftsman, and art fanatic. As the former director of Greenhouse Gallery of Fine Art, he spent 11 years learning the marketing and sales of fine art, and then took those learnings and applied it in the creation of the Fine Artist Studio Online, now known as Faso.com.
So I think one piece of it that's probably hard for a lot of artists is there's a lot of technical pieces that are difficult. And those things are getting more, like over time, the number of difficult technical pieces is growing. When I think about what we had to do to create a nice website 15 years ago, most of the stuff we focus on today has all happened in the last few years, right? For example, building your code in a way that's mobile responsive. Most of your users are going to be viewing half or more than half, really, by most statistics of your viewers are going to be looking at your art on a phone. So your site needs to work well on a phone, right? Installing SSL certificates, managing all the kind of technical pieces to make the SEO the best it can possibly be. And that means search engine optimization. I need to add that because once I got in trouble for writing a blog post. And the thing is, a lot of that technical stuff can be abstracted away if you partner with a good service. And I like to think we're one of the better ones to do that. And we abstract most of that away from the artist. But they don't have to worry about how they're going to get an SSL certificate. They don't have to worry if it's going to be mobile responsive. They don't have to worry about even renewing their domain if it's all hosted with us, right? But, the bigger thing is, I think probably the toughest thing isn't the technical stuff, but it's realizing that an artist's website is a powerful tool in your arsenal, but that it's not a marketing channel in and of itself. It's not a channel that's going to do anything. You'll get out of it what you put into it. That's one of the reasons we talk about the email newsletter, right? That's a very powerful thing and an action any artist can take tomorrow, right, is start this. And there's other actions they can take, but I think of the website as the hub to try to build this asset, which is this asset of potential leads, right? Either past collectors or potential leads, but realizing that you're going to have to put something into it to get this benefit out of it in most cases. Well, that's a tough one because every artist has a different cadence, right? So let me back up also real quick on the tough thing, because I know what's really tough about being an artist, there's a lot of psychology in it, right? Like you're making these things, are they ready to show the world? When I talk to artists about what they struggle with, it's usually around their art and if it's ready to show people, and if it's even artists who are successful and are selling, it's like they say, it's like selling your children, right? Yeah. So my point in all that is being very sort of able to, what's tough is probably being able to sort of objectively step out of the artist role for a minute and become a business person and look at your art and look at your website and look at where you are in your career and say, is this work ready to sell? So the artists go through kind of a life cycle and a career cycle. And what we've noticed is what artists want from their website and what is defined as success is different at different stages. So at an early stage, it's a good way to start building your prospects list and a good way to get feedback on your art, but it may not be a selling tool as much at that stage. And then as artists, get into sort of like the emerging stage, that's a word you hear a lot in the art world, and maybe some galleries have picked up these artists or they've been in some shows, right? Now, the pace of the prospecting kind of picks up, and now this becomes more of a selling tool, or at least a tool to direct visitors to where they can buy the work, if not directly on the site. And then at a higher stage, maybe this becomes even more of a selling tool, and also a tool to a lot of artists at that stage start teaching, right? So a tool to actually sell your workshops, sell your classes, which is we have a whole module for promoting your workshops as a part of FASO. My point is, back to the tough question, is that it may be tough sometimes to realize the goal of the site and what is successful depends kind of on where you are in this cycle, right?